Hey guys, Jeff Holmes back for another episode in our manufacturer series. This week's pretty cool. We're working with our thermoforming machine, also known as a vacuum former. I'm going to take you through the whole process on this. We'll have a look at the machine, and then we'll make a part together. So let's get to it. Okay, so here's our thermoforming machine. This is a little guy. We've got we have a bigger one on order. This one is about 36 by 48 inches we can do as far as a piece. Our new one that's coming, we'll be able to do a 48 by 96 inch piece. So quite a big step up from this size. Basically, how this works is we have a mold in here. So currently we're building light blockouts for our Fleet Series vehicles. And so basically how this works, if we get in here and have a look, you can see there's all these little holes around the mold. And those guys are going to have vacuum that gets sucked through there and sucks the part around the mold. These are the vacuum tanks down here. Okay, so we've got 3 vacuum tanks in there. This little guy here is the vacuum pump. So this is what creates the vacuum. And what happens is it actually sucks all the air out of this tank, creating a reverse pressure, so the vacuum. And when we release the lever, it draws the air into the tanks and then creates this vacuum, which will suck down the part. So we're gonna get started on this. I want to show you kind of the controls. This is a super simple machine. I'll show you right here. We have basically a big heating element. Okay, so this heats up the plastic, which I'll show you shortly. And then we just have an air switch here, which just runs the molds up into the plastic once it's hot. And then we'll trigger this lever here, which will then suck the vacuum down and draw the part. We've got a little control board up here, which runs runs the heating element and runs the vacuum pump. So let's get a part on here and let's make a piece. Okay, so I'm going to load a piece of plastic. This is ABS that we're using. It's thin. It's only 1/16 inch thick. We can do up to 1/4 inch in here. So I'm going to load this on the machine. We'll get this thing heating up, and then we'll be able to draw a part. Okay, I've got the oven turned on right here. I'm going to draw this element over top, and then it's going to start heating the plastic for us. You can hear it clicking on and off, warming things up. This process takes a little bit, especially for the first draw of the day. Once this gets heated up, then it happens a lot quicker, but you can already feel the heat's heating up. So we're going to let it do its thing, get all warmed up, and then we'll draw the part here. Okay, we've been heating up for just over a minute now. You can see the plastic starting to warp a little bit. You can see it starting to bubble down. So we'll start taking some temperature shots. It's going to take quite a bit more than this, but let's take a reading here. So we're about 68 degrees, 70, it's climbing. We want it around, let's check what this corner is over here. We want it around about 140 for a good pull, somewhere in there. But we also have to look at how it droops. So that's really important too, because we're getting warmer in the corners. Because if it droops down too far, it'll actually pull out, or it will be too soft and we'll tear it. So it's still got a ways to go. So we will let it do its thing, and then we'll check back in a minute. Okay, so it's only been about another 30 seconds. I've actually turned the heat down a little bit. You can see now that it's got more uniformed, so we've flattened back out. So what's happening is it's now getting to be an even temperature, and it's going to start drooping together all at one time. Now you can see under here, it's gotten a little bit soft. So we're getting there. We're going to take another shot here. So yeah, we're 130. We're getting We're getting close. So I'm gonna turn on the vacuum here. So we're just turn on the vacuum pump and it's gonna start creating vacuum. You'll see on the gauge here. We want it to be at about 25, somewhere in there before we pull. And that's gonna give us a good amount of vacuum. So we're getting close. Let's see here. This thing will start drooping out on us. Let's check again. 130, we're getting there. A little cool there. It'll come. Okay, we're in the pretty good sweet spot right now. I'm a little bit low on my vacuum. I should have started it a hair earlier, but we're gonna be okay. You can see it's starting to droop out on me pretty good here. Give it a little bit of a push, you can see. So we're gonna get ready to pull this. I'm gonna give it half a second more, and then we're gonna pull it. Our vacuum's at 20, so we're getting close. Yeah, okay, let's do it. So we're gonna push this guy away. I'm gonna turn the oven off. We're gonna bring this up slowly. We got a perfect pull. Just like I knew what I was doing. Okay, so the pull went really well. We leave the vacuum on for a little bit longer, so it's still pulling. You can see it's sucking through there. So we want to let it cool down because obviously this is really hot right now. You know, it's pretty warm to the touch. And so we want to let it kind of stay on there a little bit so that we don't lose the form of it right away. So we're going to let it sit for probably about 2 minutes, and then we'll pull it out of the mold and we'll go from there. Okay, we're going to drop the mold out of the newly formed piece. So we're going to do that nice and slowly, and hopefully we get a nice release. There we go. And then we'll just pop this out like this. And I gotta go around the back here, and we'll pull the one back here. And then out it comes. And there's our molded pieces. So I'm gonna take you guys and show you where these are actually used on the vehicle. These obviously have to be cut and trimmed out, and that's another whole process, but we will show you where they're used on the vehicle and we'll go from there. Okay, so here's a trim piece. This one's been painted, but this is a trim piece out of that mold we just made. And they go right here, you can see in the headlight cutouts here. So this is for our fleet vehicles, because with our fleet vehicles, we don't include headlights. So you can see they go here as opposed to our headlights right there. So yeah, that's the whole process for making those. And what's interesting is before that whole process, we actually have to make molds, and typically we'll build those on our CNC, and that'll be for another episode. But there's a whole process just to get to make that one little plastic piece that we use for a block out. So yeah, that's manufacturing. Anyways, I hope you guys have a great Friday, have a great weekend, and we will see you next time. Take care.